Miyamoto Musashi, Japan's greatest swordsman, won 60 duels without fear, hesitation, or doubt. His secret? A lethal mindset called Mushin No Shin, no mind. In this video, we break down how Mushin works, why modern warriors, Navy SEALs, UFC fighters, CEOs still use it, and how you can apply it to conquer fear and master any skill. Mushin, often translated as no mind, is one of the most profound and elusive concepts in Miyamoto Musashi's teachings, as well as in Zen Buddhism and classical Japanese martial arts. At its core, Mushin represents a mental state free from hesitation, fear, anger, or ego, where the mind is utterly still, yet the body moves with instinctive precision. Musashi, in the Book of Five Rings, Go-Rin no Sho, does not explicitly use the term Mushin, but his entire combat philosophy embodies it. He describes the ideal warrior's mind as being like water, reflective yet undisturbed, fluid yet powerful. To understand Mushin is to understand the essence of Musashi's mastery, where thought and action merge into effortless being. The nature of Mushin: thought without thought. Mushin is not mindlessness. Rather, it is a state where the mind is so deeply attuned to the present moment that it does not interfere with action. In duels, Musashi emphasized that hesitation, even for a fraction of a second, could mean death. The mind, when cluttered with doubt, what if I lose? Fear, what if I die? Or ego, I must win to prove myself, disrupts the natural flow of movement. Mushin is the absence of these mental obstructions. It is a state where the swordsman does not think about cutting, he simply cuts. The archer does not try to release the arrow, it releases itself. This is why Musashi wrote, "In strategy, there is no such thing as overthinking. The moment you consciously deliberate, you have already lost the advantage." Mushin in combat, the unconscious flow of battle. Musashi's greatest duels, such as his legendary fight against Sasaki Kojiro, were won not through brute strength or even technique alone, but through psychological dominance and the ability to enter Mushin. When two warriors of equal skill face each other, the one whose mind is calmer, clearer, and free from distraction will strike first and truest. In the Book of Five Rings, Musashi describes how a fighter must perceive his opponent's intentions without projecting his own. This is Mushin, a mirror-like awareness where the mind does not cling to any one thought, but instead perceives and reacts instantaneously. A swordsman in Mushin does not plan his next move. His body moves in perfect harmony with circumstance, as if the sword itself were guiding him. This is why Musashi often spoke of the sword and the body becoming one. Mushin beyond the sword. A way of life. While Mushin is a martial concept, Musashi applied it to all aspects of life. In his later years, he shifted from pure swordsmanship to Zen meditation, painting, and calligraphy, all disciplines that require the same mental clarity as combat. A painter in Mushin does not struggle with each brushstroke. The art flows through him. A writer does not force words, they arise naturally. This is the essence of Musashi's Dokudo, the way of walking alone, where he advocates for a life free from attachment, desire, and unnecessary thought. Mushin, then, is not just for warriors, but for anyone seeking mastery in their craft, whether it be strategy, art, or daily living. How to cultivate Mushin. Musashi's path to Mushin was forged through relentless training, meditation, and exposure to life and death situations. For modern practitioners, achieving Mushin requires 1. Repetition until instinct. Musashi trained ceaselessly so that his techniques became second nature. Only when movements are ingrained can the mind be free. 2. Meditation and breath control. Zen practices quiet the internal chatter, allowing for spontaneous action. 3. Release of ego. Fear and pride disrupt Mushin. Musashi lived humbly, never boasting of victories. 4. Total presence. Mushin exists only in the now. The past, regret, and future, anxiety must be abandoned. The ultimate freedom of no mind Mushin is liberation from fear, from doubt, from the paralysis of overthinking. Musashi's life demonstrated that the highest level of mastery is not in dominating others, but in mastering the self. When the Mindy's undisturbed like still water, it reflects reality perfectly, allowing for flawless action. This is why Mushin is not just a technique, but a state of being. In the words of Musashi himself, perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye. Mushin is that perception, the intuitive, instantaneous knowing beyond thought.